everyone, are you traveling back from the Philippines to Qatar and you want to know what are the travel requirements that you have to prepare as well as medical documents? So watch this video and find out what will be required from you if you'll be traveling from the Philippines to Doha, Qatar. Watch this video and find out. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jamey Iris and you're watching Jamey Iris Talk TV, where we will talk about travel requirements, travel documents, as well as travel updates and protocols. We also talk about current events, but for this specific episode, we will be talking about what will be the travel requirements from you if you'll be flying from the Philippines to Doha, Qatar. And that is what we will be discussing. Now, what are the other topics that we will be discussing for today? So aside from that, so first and foremost is we'll talk about who are the allowed travelers. Second, what are the accepted vaccines in Qatar? What are the types of immunity status in Qatar? And what are the requirements from medical documents, travel documents, quarantine requirements, and COVID-19 testing on after arrival. So all of those topics, we will discuss that. But before that, let me just say welcome back to our subscribers. And if this is your first time to watch our channel or my channel, I simply want to welcome you and invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you always get updated with what I am uploading just for you. So let us just take a look at the requirements for Qatar. So for this topic, I will be sharing to you the resources I have found both in the Philippine Airlines as well as the Ministry for Public Health from Qatar, so that we will be combining what are the specific requirements for any travelers flying back to Qatar. For the first part, I'll share to you what the Philippine Airlines had mentioned. They mentioned that travel requirements are subject to change at short notice by any issuing government authority. So it's very important that advisories mentioned, such as what they do have in their website, must be confirmed directly with the offices and websites of places of origin and destination. That is why we also check with the Ministry of Public Health from Doha, Qatar. Now, the Qatari government implemented a new travel and entry policies on February 28, 2022. Now, the Qatari health authorities have changed country classifications from green, red, and exceptional red to standard health measures and red health measures. Now, for red health measures, or for us in the Philippines, it's like the red list countries. So there are 9 red countries, including Bangladesh, Egypt, Georgia, India, Jordan, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and sad to say, everyone, the Philippines is also included in this red health measures, or from their point of view, we are in the red list countries. Now, countries that are not subject to red health measures will be subject to standard health measures. Now, who are the allowed travelers to enter Doha, Qatar? The first one will be all Qatari citizens, Qatar residents, GCC citizens, and any visitors to Qatar with pre-approved and on-arrival visas. Now, unvaccinated visitors from the red list are not allowed to enter Qatar. So please take note, unvaccinated visitors from red list countries are not allowed to enter Qatar. Now, let us just take a look. What are the accepted COVID-19 vaccines in Qatar? Now, this is from the Ministry of Public Health, State of Qatar. Now, Qatar accepts and recognizes any of the following COVID-19 vaccines accepted or conditionally accepted by the Ministry of Public Health. So, let us just take a look. The first category, the accepted vaccines are the following: Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, Janssen, or Johnson & Johnson. Now, for the second category, we have the conditionally accepted vaccines. Now, these are Sinopharm, Sinovac, Sputnik 5, and Covaxin. Now, when we talk about the immunity status, the Ministry of the Public Health or State of Qatar had classified this into 3. The first one will be the immune vaccinated, the second one will be the immune recovered, and the last one will be the non-immune unvaccinated. So let's talk about the first one, immune vaccinated. What does this mean? Now, this means that anyone who received any of the following COVID-19 vaccine approved or recognized by the Ministry of the Public Health within its immunity validity period. Now, first consideration, it must be valid for 9 months from 14 days after the second dose of vaccination of the Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, COVID-19 vaccines, or 14 days after the first dose of Janssen and Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. So, valid for 12 months after the booster dose of vaccination of Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, COVID-19 vaccines. Now, valid for 12 months from 7 days of receiving the booster dose of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Now, the second category, remember what I've shared to you, it's called the conditionally accepted COVID-19 vaccines. Now, this will be valid 6 months from 14 days after the second dose or booster dose of these types of vaccines, wherein you are required to present a positive serology on antibody test lab result and is valid for 30 days from testing. Now, please take note, antibody or serology test look for antibodies in your blood that fight the virus that causes COVID-19. Now, if the traveler is unable to take a serology antibody test in the country of origin, or if the antibody test result appears negative, the traveler must undergo relevant quarantine for 5 days in Qatar. Now, those who receive booster dose using the approved vaccines, immune status is extended to 12 months from 14 days after the booster dose, and serology antibody test is no longer required. Now, that is for the first category. So let us just take a look at the second category, the immune recovered. So when we talk about immune recovered, this means anyone who had medically confirmed COVID-19 infection acquired either locally or overseas and is considered to have immune status valid for 12 months from the date of the infection. Now, there should be an official and verifiable laboratory test result as evidence of the past infection. Now, number 3 are the non-immune or unvaccinated. Now, this means anyone who does not meet any of the mentioned criteria earlier. So, not meeting the immune vaccinated and the immune recovered status. Or simply, they don't have any vaccination at all or only have partial vaccination. Now, let's take a look what medical documents will be required from you. Number 1, printed copy of the negative COVID-19 test or RT-PCR result. Now, this is also stated in PAL. Now, from DOH accredited laboratories, valid within 48 hours prior to departure for all types of visa, including passengers holding first-time work visa. However, as mentioned from the Ministry of the, so before I share to you what the Ministry of Public Health or State of Qatar mentioned, in addition, PAL also mentioned exemptions will be the following: fully vaccinated travelers such as travelers holding Qatar ID, Qatari nationals, and travelers with any type of visa, employment, a family visit, long-term students, seaman, business, and family resident are no longer required to present negative COVID-19 tests prior departure, provided that they are registered to EFRA's mobile application. Now, this is from the Ministry of Public Health or State of Qatar. This is what they've mentioned. The following travelers who are required to take the COVID-19 test before traveling to Qatar coming from the red list countries, including the Philippines, are only the following. 1, unvaccinated Qatar citizens and residents. Number 2, fully vaccinated or recovered and unvaccinated GCC citizens who are non-residents, and only fully vaccinated recovered visitors. So please take note of that. So printed copy of recognized proof of vaccination. So this will be presented by travelers who are vaccinated outside Qatar and are required to submit the original vaccine certificate and any other supporting documents, whether in Arabic or in English language. Now, as a proof that they have obtained the vaccine and should at least include the following information. The name of the traveler must be identical to the passport, doses and dates of vaccine given, and type or name of vaccine, and last but not the least, the serial number of the vaccine batch and QR code if available. Now, please take note, unvaccinated children below the age of 12 years traveling with immune or recovered parents will follow the same rules that apply to their parents and are not required to have a pre-travel PCR test but only post-arrival test, rapid antigen test at the following locations. Now, citizens and residents at any public or private clinic within 24 hours of arrival in Qatar, and parents must sign an undertaking form. Now, please take note, GCC citizens or non-residents and visitors, if parents are exempted from quarantine testing for children, will be at the port of entry, airport, land, and sea. Now, upon arrival in Qatar, if parents are subject to hotel quarantine, testing will be at the quarantine hotel. Now, those are the medical documents required. Now, how about the travel documents? Now, printed copy of the registration to the Teras platform will be required. Now, Teras is the official contact tracing application for the state of Qatar and is owned, operated, and approved by the Ministry of Public Health. Now, travelers must download the Teras mobile application and activate it on your mobile phones using a local or international SIM card. Now, travelers will undergo the hotel quarantine upon arrival if they decide not to register before their flight to Qatar. Exemptions. Now, travelers holding Qatar ID and Qatari nationals are no longer required to present the ETERAS platform registration prior to departure. Now, please take note, all passengers must sign an undertaking and acknowledgement form before arriving in Qatar. Now, what is this form? Now, this form is available on ETERA's website. That's www.eteras.gov.ga. And airline online booking form. Citizens and residents are exempted from this requirement on the condition that they are fully vaccinated inside the state of Qatar, arriving from one of the countries to which standard health measures apply. Printed copy of hotel quarantine facility booking will be required. Now, let's just take a look from the Ministry of Public Health. They mention what are the quarantine requirements. First, for unvaccinated Qatar citizens, it will be 5 days home quarantine. For unvaccinated Qatar residents, it will be 5 days hotel quarantine. For unvaccinated GCC citizens, non-residents, 5 days hotel quarantine. And for fully vaccinated or recovered GCC citizens or non-residents and visitors, it will be a 1-day hotel quarantine. Now, additional information, everyone, COVID-19 testing on arrival in Qatar. Now, for fully vaccinated or recovered Qatar citizens, so rapid antigen within 24 hours of arrival. For unvaccinated Qatar citizens, you have to take your PCR test within 24 hours of arrival plus rapid antigen test on the 5th day of home quarantine. Now, fully vaccinated or recovered Qatar citizens, rapid antigen test within 24 hours of arrival will be required. Now, for unvaccinated Qatar residents, rapid antigen test on the 5th day of hotel quarantine will be expected and required. For fully vaccinated or recovered GCC citizens or non-residents, rapid antigen test on day 1 of the hotel quarantine. And unvaccinated GCC citizens for non-residents or rapid antigen test on day 5 of hotel quarantine. And last but not the least will be the fully vaccinated or recovered visitors or rapid antigen test on day 1 of the hotel quarantine. So those are the requirements for COVID-19 testing on arrival in Qatar. Now, just in case, everyone, we also have from the same website other requirements for non-residents of Qatar. For GCC nationals and GCC residents who meets the immunity criteria, the following COVID health applications used in any of the GCC countries shall be honored and accepted in Qatar in lieu of online pre-travel registration on condition that it reflects immune status. Number 1, Bahrain or Be Aware Bahrain. Number 2, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It will be the Tawa Kalna. Number 3, for Kuwait, it's the Shlonik. For number 4, Oman, it will be the Tarasud. And for the UAE, it will be the Al Hosan'a. Now, please ensure to watch also other videos that I have about the basic travel requirements from the Philippine Airlines for your reference. We have a Tagalog version and English version of these videos. With that, everyone, if you find this video helpful and informative, please click like, and I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updated with everyday updates and videos, including travel guidelines, protocols, current events, and other interesting and informative videos. With that, everyone, my name is Jamey Iris, your Talk TV talk show host, who's saying, have a safe flight and have a pleasant flight, everyone. Stay healthy and may God bless you all. See you in my next video.